Hey there guys, and welcome back to Need for Speed Shift. On the last episode we finished the final invitational event, and now we are finally going to move on to Tier 2. So quickly let's glance over the invitational events that we have completed already. There's going to be a checklist. We have the Elise 11R race, the Ford GT race, DB9 race, LP640 race, Veyron 16.4 race, McLaren F1 race, Carrera GT race, CCX race, Hot Lap at Dakota Club race, Hot Lap at Brands Hatch Indy race, Hot Lap at Alpental, Hot Lap at Russell Creek, Hot Lap at Glendale Club, Hot Lap at Dakota Grand Prix, Hot Lap at Autopolis Lakeside, Hot Lap at Silverstone National, Hot Lap at Tokyo Club, Lap Eliminator at Hazelview Oval, Time Eliminator at Alpental, Lap Eliminator at Dakota Club, Lap Eliminator at Brands Hatch Indy, Time Eliminator at Silverstone National, Lap Eliminator at Miotami, and finally the Time Eliminator at Glendale West. So that takes care of all of the invitational events that we can do so far. Back to Tier 1, as you can see we have completed the Race Coalition competition 100%. We have 25 out of 25 available stars. The manufacturer competition we have completed 100%. We have 20 out of 20 stars. And the time attack series for Tier 1 we have completed 100%. We have 24 out of 24 stars. So now it's time to head over to Tier 2. And before we do this, we need to buy a Tier 2 car. You can do this by pressing the Y button on the Xbox 360 controller, and you will go to the home menu. Here you can select from your cars from the My Car selection. You can get new cars from the car lot. You can upgrade your current car with the visuals. You can upgrade your current car's performance with the upgrade options, and you can tune your car with the tuning option. So we're going to go ahead and head to the car lot. And once you're in the car lot, you'll be glancing at the Tier 1 cars. Now if you press the right bumper, you can check out the Tier 2 cars. Now whichever category you're in, there are 4 tiers, and then there are drift cars, and then there are all cars. So whichever tier you're in, you're going to want to buy a certain car for that tier. And so we are on Tier 2, so we're going to be glancing at the Tier 2 cars. So I'm going to quickly go over the cars in this category. First off, we have the Audi RS4 at $70,000. We have the BMW M3 E36 for $50,000. We have the BMW M3 E46 for $58,000. The BMW M3 E92 for $80,000. The BMW Z4 M Coupe for $60,000. The Chevrolet Camaro SS for $85,000. The Dodge Challenger Concept, $52,000. The Ford Shelby GT500 for $90,000. The Lotus Elise 11R for $60,000. The Mazda RX-7 for $65,000. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 MR Edition for $50,000. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution for $55,000. The Nissan 370Z for $55,000. The Nissan Silvia Spec R Aero for $55,000. The Porsche Cayman S for $110,000. And the Subaru Impreza WRX STI for $65,000. So you may be wondering, re-up, which car should I choose to completely dominate Tier 2? Well, that depends on a number of factors. If you want to buy the best car off the lot, without doing any upgrades, I would highly recommend going with the BMW M3 E92. This car is fast stock, and it's only $80,000. So you definitely get what you pay for here. Yep, it is definitely top. The car rating is 6.4. It is a rear-wheel drive drivetrain. And if you press Y, you can check out the stats. It's a European car, 3,704 pounds, 414 horsepower, and a torque of 295 pounds per feet. Very good stock car, but when it comes to upgrades, it's average. That's why it's $80,000. Now, if you're looking for the all-around best car, everyone has their own opinion. People choose different things. I'm not really certain which one is the all-around best car. However, the Porsche Cayman S is my personal favorite. The stats are very nice on it. Not as high as the BMW M3. However, when you upgrade it, for performance, then it will definitely be a very fast car for Tier 2, and you should be able to dominate everything in Tier 2 with this vehicle. So, we currently have $1,359,000 just off Tier 1 in those invitational events. If you're wondering how I got that much money, you can check out the previous episodes, or I'll quickly tell you. You're going to want to do the invitational event, the Veyron 16.4 race at Noord-Schleife. That is an invitational event, and I believe that you unlock it at driver level 10. I'm thinking maybe not that high, maybe like driver level 8 or 9, or maybe even lower. I'm not sure, but I know you got to reach a certain driver level. But anyways, there are other ones that you can do, but the Bugatti ones seem to be the best for me, because besides making $40,000 each race, we made about 7,000 driver points per race. So we leveled up our driver level significantly. I think we're at level 17 or something, driver level 17, and that's just off Tier 1. So yeah, the Bugatti race, you can find that in the invitational events. But it gives you $40,000 per race, and the race is fairly long. I think it's like 12 miles, so it takes you about 7 minutes. But yeah, you get $40,000 for that, and there are shorter races actually that give you $40,000. But I just found that doing the Bugatti race was the most rewarding, because not only do you get $40,000 per race, but you get 7,000 driver points depending on how good you are at mastering corners. But yeah, I was able to rake in anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 driver points every single time. So yeah, pretty much depending on what driver level you're at, it's like 1 race to 2 race, and then maybe 3 races per level up. So you level up fairly quickly. 7 minutes a race, you got to figure, even at the higher driver level, it only takes you 21 minutes to level up your driver level. Really fast. Meanwhile, you're making $40,000 per race. And the most rewarding part, though, however, is whenever you do level up your driver level, you make $100,000, sometimes $150,000 to $175,000 each time you level up your driver level. Well, not each time, but it will tell you your driver level rewards when you level up. It'll say you earned $175,000 in sponsorships. Now that means that you have got $175,000 put towards your total cash. So that is how you rake in a lot of money within Tier 1. You go to the invitational event, the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 race at Noord-Schleife. And yeah, you just keep playing that over. Learn to master the corners, and you'll rake in 7,000 driver points per race. You level up, you get $40,000 off the race. Meanwhile, every time you level up, or every other time you level up, you're making $150,000 in sponsorships. So you can really rake in a lot of cash early. As you can see, we're at 1,359,000, and we only did that Bugatti race 7 times, 7 to 10 times, I believe. So if you add that up, 7 minutes per race, let's say 10 times, that's 70 minutes. So it took us an hour and 10 minutes to get this much cash. And not all of this cash came from that race. Like I said, we did cover all the races in Tier 1, as well as about 20 different invitational events. So yeah, we did do everything that we can pretty much do up to this point, and we certainly raced the Bugatti race anywhere between 7 to 10 times. So yeah, we have plenty of cash to spend. So if you don't have as much cash to spend, I would highly recommend choosing the let's see here, the BMW M3 E92, because it's only $80,000, and you definitely get what you pay for, because this car is fast. So this is definitely what some might consider the best car in Tier 2. There are a few others, the Chevrolet Camaro SS. The only thing I don't really like is it's kind of bulky, and I don't really care for how it takes corners. But it is fast, and it's got pretty good handling and braking. So that's $85,000. I mean, another car I would recommend is the Lotus Elise 11R. While it's lacking in top speed and acceleration, it's got really good handling, and it's a small, agile car, meaning that it's very easy to pass people with and such. So yeah, you'll be able to control this a lot better, and it's only $60,000. So if you're really hard up for cash, this is a great car. I would not recommend the Lancers because they are garbage. I'm just going to tell you out front. These are one cars that I will not buy, is the Mitsubishi Lancers. I'm sorry. The Nissan 370Z, excellent car. Like the Lotus, it's small, it looks great, and you'll find yourself easily getting by those opponents because it's such an agile car. Again, this is only $55,000. So if you're hard up on cash, this is another good car to buy. Even though its stats are down, the car can be boosted with performance upgrades, and that will make up for its stats now. The Nissan Skyline GTR, this is an excellent car as well. It's got very good performance upgrades, so if you're trying to tune your car and get some performance upgrades slapped on it, this is another great car. It's only $70,000. But if you do have the money to spend, your best bet for Tier 2 is the Porsche Cayman S. It's $110,000. It is the most expensive car you can buy for Tier 2, but it's well worth it, and it's got great upgrades that come with it. So if you got a pretty penny and you want to deck this car out all the way, it'll probably cost, to deck it out all the way, I'm probably thinking it's going to cost us about $250,000, maybe $300,000. But if you do this, you will be unstoppable for Tier 2. Nothing will be able to touch you. You'll be able to breeze by people because this car is small and agile, and it's very easy to control. It's got great top speed and acceleration, so it's all around, in my opinion, the best car you can choose. So with that out of the way, if you're wondering which car I'm going to be choosing, it's going to be the Porsche Cayman S. So I'm going to go ahead and dump $110,000 on this car. Alright, so now we have it. So next up, let's talk visuals. I'm going to quickly modify the visuals of the car. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to keep it white. I like the white color. You don't see too many white Porsches, really. keep the rims stock. I like them. No vinyls. Nah, we're just gonna leave it the way it is. I like it. I mean, there's no real need to spend extra money, you know, on visuals whenever I like the way it looks. However, what we are gonna do is we're gonna go and get some upgrades for this vehicle. Now, we already dumped $110,000, so if you're short on cash, do not fret. If you bought this car and you don't have any cash to upgrade it, don't worry about it. This car stock will handle some stuff that's thrown your way in Tier 2. And once you do win a couple of races, if you want to come back and modify your car, then that'd be perfect. But if you do have extra cash like me, and you're trying to go ahead and trick out your car the best way you can right now, I'll go ahead and give you guys some pointers. Now, if you're working only on a little bit of cash, the two things I would highly recommend is the drivetrain stage 2 and the engine stage 2. And yeah, then if you want some good performance, I would get the braking stage 2 and the suspension tiers 2 and the tires tier 2, because handling is what this game is all about. You can have a car that's really fast and has a lot of acceleration, but if it doesn't have good handling to match it, then you're most likely gonna find yourself going off the track, crashing into other opponents, spinning out, or something like that, to constantly be halting your advance in the race. So if you are trying to get the most out of this and you don't have that much cash, I would recommend buying the drivetrain stage 2, the engine stage 2, brake stage 2, suspension stage 2, and tire stage 2. With that, you'll be great. You don't really need the turbo stage 2 because it doesn't do too much. But however, I do got some cash I want to dump into this sucker, so I'm going to go ahead and really spend some cash here. I'm buying the drivetrain stage 2. By the way, if you want, you can press the left bumper and it will tell you a little bit about what you are installing. I'll go ahead and give you guys the example.
To manage greater horsepower, we'll fit a twin plate clutch, and a lightened flywheel will improve engine response. We'll install a big valve cylinder head and cam to add even more power.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the engine stage 2.
We can install a new turbo with larger injectors to add more power, and a new ECU and map to handle it. We can install a new turbo with larger injectors to add more power, and a new ECU and map to handle it.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and buy the turbo stage 2. I'm buying everything, just so you guys know.
We'll install larger brake calipers and increase the diameter of the rear rotors for a big increase in brake modulation and control. We'll also add track-spec brake pads. We'll install larger brake calipers and increase the diameter of the rear rotors for a big increase in brake modulation and control. We'll also add track-spec brake pads.
Alright, so as you can see, the brake stage 2 is a big increase on your braking. This is highly recommended here. Suspension stage 2 will definitely hook up your handling, so that is another highly recommended upgrade.
We stiffen the suspension, drop the ride height, and dial in some camber to improve handling. You can now tune the steering lock, spring rate, ride height, and front and rear toe angle. We stiffen the suspension, drop the ride height, and dial in some camber to improve handling. You can now tune the steering lock, spring rate, ride height, and front and rear toe angle.
Okay, so buying the suspension stage 2 will enable you to actually tune some more stuff within your brakes. So if you know how to tune your vehicle, you can do that from the tuning section. However, I don't really know what I'm doing there. I'm going to be straight up honest, so I just leave it the way it is, because you can actually hurt your car more than you help it if you don't know what you're doing. That is for professionals only that have actually worked on cars before and know what they're doing, because I wouldn't really fool with that, because you can actually mess your car all up. Trust me, I've already did it and I messed up a car, and I'm just leaving my stuff the way it is. I buy the upgrades, I buy the car first stock, and then I buy the upgrades that I want, and then I just race it, and that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna buy the suspension stage 2 for $9,000. And the tire stage 2 increases a little bit of everything except top speed. It increases your acceleration a tad bit, your handling significantly, and the braking.
At this level, we'll install high-performance street tires for greater grip and control.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the tires for $3,000. That's such a cheap upgrade, but it really does a lot for $3,000. That was an excellent upgrade. Okay, so once you have bought the stage 2 for your vehicle, you can move on to stage 3. Now stage 3 increases your performance even more. So while you're not really getting that much out of stage 3 and it is a hell of a lot more expensive, it is highly not recommended, especially if you are hard up on cash, or say you only have like $100,000 and you want to save it. I would not recommend buying stage 3. However, I'm going to buy it because I have a whole lot of cash. But for those of you that have $100,000, even $200,000 to spend, if you want to, go ahead. It's going to give your car an even greater edge. But like I said, compared to the stage 2, that really boosts up the car's performance, stage 3 doesn't really do that much. As you can see, let's take a look. The drivetrain stage 3 is probably the best bet when it comes to top speed, because it does increase it, but it slightly increases it. Not even that is really worth $15,000. The engine stage 3, as you can see, it barely even upgrades it at all, and you're spending $22,000. So that's really not worth it at all. Turbo stage 3, you can hardly even see the increase there. $25,000. That's crazy. Only if you have over $500,000 you should buy any of this stuff. Brake stage 3 barely increases your braking. Suspension stage 3 barely increases the handling. And the tire stage 3, this is probably the best bet within the stage 3 category. It slightly increases your handling and braking, but it's only $5,000, so that we can manage. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the drivetrain stage 3.
We need to manage increased power, so we'll add a triple plate clutch and an even lighter flywheel. At this stage, we'll also be able to adjust gear ratios in final drive.
Now, the main thing that you're getting out of stage 3 is you can actually fiddle with the drivetrain and the engine. Once you buy these packages, it allows you to tune the engine to however you want it. So if you want to go and mess around in the tuning section and tune your car the way that you want it, then that's the only reason why you need to buy stage 3. You shouldn't really buy it just for the performance upgrade. It's not worth it. However, if you're trying to go up in the tuning section and tune your engine for more horsepower or more torque, then you should buy the engine stage 3. Basically, buying stage 3 lets you customize the car however you want it from the tuning section. If you're not trying to mess with the tuning section, then I wouldn't even recommend buying these. Again, the only reason why I'm buying it is because I have a crap load of money.
To increase power, we'll install a stroker kit, increasing the size of the engine, and add forged pistons and rods. We'll also blueprint the engine.
Go ahead and buy the engine stage 3.
We'll add a bigger turbo, increase the size of the injectors, and flash the ECU to give even more power.
Turbo stage 3.
We'll add carbon Kevlar brake pads and increase rotor size and number of pistons in both front and rear calipers. This will also allow us to adjust brake balance.
So now you can adjust the brake balance from the tuning section after you buy the brake stage 3.
We'll add front camber caster plates, and you can tune springs and damper settings as well as bump stop lengths.
Okay, now you can tune everything when it comes to handling as soon as you buy the suspension stage 3. If you don't want to tune your handling, I wouldn't even mess with it. $14,000. We're spending it.
This will add semi-slick race tires for increased grip.
And the tires stage 3.
This
So we
will
have
add
now
semi-slick
bought
race tires for increased grip.
everything in tier 2 and everything in stage 2 and everything in stage 3 for performance upgrades. Moving on, you can now buy stuff from Aerodynamics. So buying stuff from here will increase both handling and braking. I'm going to go ahead and buy the Body Kit 3 to increase the handling and braking and give your car a pimped out look. You also get a very nice spoiler as well as a body kit. The cockpit upgrade is for the inside, the interior of your vehicle. If you want custom seats, a custom steering wheel, additional gauges, and replaces materials, go ahead and buy it. It's only $4,000. So this is for your interior. Buying the cockpit upgrade 2 will allow you to buy the cockpit upgrade 3.
This is the final cockpit upgrade, which converts your car to a full race interior. The second stage upgrade will give you more interior race components. This is the final cockpit upgrade, which converts your car to a full race interior.
Okay, so buying the cockpit upgrade level 3 gives you another custom steering wheel, more custom seats, additional gauges, and replaces materials. It transforms the interior of your vehicle into a full racing machine. So if you want the inside of your vehicle to be completely tricked out to the maximum, go ahead and buy the cockpit upgrade for $8,000. Again, this is not recommended, especially if you don't have that much cash, because this doesn't increase your car's performance whatsoever. It's all for show. Now, weight reduction does, however, increase your performance. It slightly increases your top speed, slightly increases your acceleration, handling, and braking. So it slightly increases everything.
This is the second stage of removing unnecessary weight from the car.
What it does is it removes unnecessary weight from the vehicle in order to give you greater performance. Buying the weight reduction 2 will unlock the weight reduction 3, which slightly increases more of your performance.
This is the final stage of weight reduction, fully stripping your car of any excess weight.
And this will fully strip your car of any excess weight. This is the greatest weight reduction that you can buy. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this. Also, take note that buying these upgrades will increase your car rating at the top. Now you can see that our car rating is up to 12.28. This is good for selling your vehicle. If for some reason down the road you want to sell this car, the higher the car rating, the more money you get off of it. So technically, all this money you're investing, you'll get more money back. Well, you won't get more money back, but you will get some money back. Let's see here.
A different body kit, which includes wing and splitter, both fully tunable.
Alright, so now that we have bought all of the aerodynamics that we want, let's go ahead and move over to the race parts. This is the final performance upgrade list. So if you got cash, let's go ahead and spend it.
This level will add a larger tank of nitrous.
The nitrous kit 2 will give you a larger tank of nitrous oxide with 20 seconds worth of effectiveness.
This level will add a larger tank of nitrous.
It also increases your acceleration by a good amount. So for $12,000, it's definitely worth it. The race exhaust gives you a 3-inch full exhaust system.
We install a 3-inch full exhaust system to free up extra horses. We install a 3-inch full exhaust system to free up extra horses. We install a 3-inch full exhaust system to free up extra horses.
Buying the race exhaust will slightly increase your top speed and give you a good boost on your acceleration as well. For $15,000, it's definitely worth it. The shorter final drive will give you a great boost for top speed. So if you want that extra edge, go ahead and buy the shorter final drive for $12,000.
We shorten the final drive ratio to improve acceleration. We shorten the final drive ratio to improve acceleration. We increase the boost slightly for more power. We increase the boost slightly for more power.
Increasing the boost slightly will slightly increase your top speed and acceleration. For $24,000, if you're low on cash, this is not worth it.
We seam weld the chassis to stiffen the car and improve handling.
The seam welded chassis will slightly increase your handling. For $22,000, if you're asking if it's worth it, not really. However, we're going to get it anyways, since we're rolling in dough.
We upgrade the brake master cylinder for greater braking pressure.
The brake master cylinder will upgrade the brake master cylinder and give you slightly more braking. Finally, the wider tires / wheels for $8,000 will improve your handling slightly. This will give you 1-inch wider tires.
We fit wider wheels and tires for maximum grip.
This will maximize the grip for this vehicle. So for that extra handling, go ahead and get it for $8,000. It's really worth it. Alright, with all this taken care of, we have all of the performance upgrades that we can buy for this vehicle, topping our car rating out at 13.50. Now it's unfortunate that this is not a Works convertible car. Now let me quickly explain what Works does before we end this episode. What Works is once you buy all of the performance upgrades like we just did in this video, there will be an option to press selected, and you'll see it at the bottom of the screen. It will say Works. Press select. So if you press the select button, you can choose to Works transform your car. Now what the Works is it puts a completely new body kit on it. It completely transforms the car's visuals and makes it more like a racing car. You'll have vinyls on your vehicle, you'll have a spoiler, a body kit, different wheels, and maybe some extra visual upgrades. Besides the visual upgrades, it significantly increases your top speed, acceleration, handling, and braking. So if we converted this car, it doesn't have the Works converted, but I'm just saying, for instance, if we Works converted this car, our top speed would be very near to maxed out. Our acceleration would be very near to maxed out. Our handling would be maxed out, and our braking would be maxed out. That's how much Works increases your performance upgrades. So unfortunately, this car is not Works compatible because we have no option to do that. But later on in this walkthrough, I will be showing you how to transform your car to be Works compatible. And I believe that happens in Tier 3, maybe Tier 4. No, Tier 3. You can we can successfully upgrade a car to the max and transform it into the Works on Tier 3. So after we get through Tier 2 and we get a Tier 3 car and upgrade it just like we did here, I will show you how to use the Works upgrade to your advantage. So for now, all you need to know is if you're trying to get the best vehicle for Tier 2, that would be the Porsche Cayman S. And if you have extra cash, go ahead and buy all of the performance upgrades. If you're low on cash, I would highly recommend just buying Stage 2. You don't need any Stage 3. I would buy some of the race parts though, and the aerodynamics aren't really worth it either. So the main thing, if you're low on cash, I would buy race parts, and I would buy the Stage 2 upgrades, all of them. You can completely skip Stage 3 and aerodynamics. Either way, you're going to have an edge, especially if you're in the Porsche Cayman S. It's very possible to completely win every race in Tier 2 by just buying all of the Stage 2 upgrades. However, since I had the cash, I went ahead and bought them all. We had $1,350,000. So we spent approximately $400,000 buying this vehicle stock and then upgrading it with all the available upgrades. $400,000 is what we spent. So if you're running low on cash, I would highly suggest to save your money. There's going to be very, very, very expensive vehicles coming up. Some of them you buy stock and buy all the upgrades and it's over $1 million. So I'm just giving you guys an idea of how quick you can spend your money in this game. Again, if you're running low on money, I'm going to quickly show you guys the race that you need to do. At any time within Tier 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can press select to access your invitational events. Here we're going to make our way over to this race right here, the Veyron 16.4 race at Nordschleife. This is the race that you're going to want to continuously win. As you can see, first place reward gives you $40,000, but look at the distance of this race. It's 12.86 miles. And look at all the curves. If you can master all those curves, you will get about 7,000 driver points. This causes you to level up your driver level very quickly. And when we level up our driver level, sometimes the rewards are over $100,000. So on top of the $40,000, each time you level up your driver level, you'll get $100,000. The lower the level, the less amount of money you get. So if you're at driver level 5, you're probably only going to get $75,000 for each driver level up. Well, not each driver level up, but every other driver level. You can see your driver level rewards for leveling up as you level up. You press the left bumper, or you can even access it from the main menu and check out your driver level rewards. But anyways, yeah, so the higher level you are, once you get past like driver level 10, you're going to start raking in more money for leveling up, such as $100,000 in sponsorships, $150,000 in sponsorships, $175,000 in sponsorships. So if you really want to make a lot of money quick, keep racing this race over and over and over. Race it about 10 different times and win, and learn how to master all of the corners while you're doing it, and you're going to have $1 million within an hour or two. So that's a quick way to get cash, in case you guys are wondering. That's how I did it. And look, I spent $110,000 for the Porsche Cayman S, and then I bought all of the available performance upgrades, and I still have very close to $1 million. So with all that out of the way, that takes care of my Tier 2 vehicle. We went shopping on this episode, and on the next episode we're going to be jumping into Tier 2. So I'll see you guys then. I'm very excited to show off my Porsche Cayman S in a race and show you how them performance upgrades will give us a huge advantage over the rest of the competition. See you guys next time on Need for Speed Shift.